Hi everybody, welcome to What Remains of Edith Finch. I honestly don't know what I'm getting into this game with, but I've heard it's good, and I wanted to give it a shot. So let's give it a shot. I don't actually know if this is the main menu, or if we're right in the game. Do I click something? Oh, here we go.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it. My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
I'm gonna cry, aren't I? I'm gonna absolutely be sniffing and bawling later, aren't I? Can I run? No, but I can zoom! Zoom!
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
That house looks awesome! I'm not gonna be saying that later, I know this. But that house looks awesome! Oh, hey, I know these flowers. I've seen these flowers many times before.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
No trespassing? I feel like if I lived here, I'm not necessarily trespassing, but I'm trespassing! Screw you!
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
Oh boy. Okay.
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
The house is that way, and I'm going to assume we're going down. I want to see what's down here. I want to explore everything in this game. What's down here? Okay, so there is some kind of invisible wall here. Good, good. Okay, this is about as far as I can go on this.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Alright, alright. Back on the path, Edith. Something move? There's the leaves. It's probably the leaves.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Deer? How the frick did you get in there? I'm not even gonna question that. Oh, there's your car. Not like I can drive that out of here. I just saw a tree. Cow, it's dark. Can I? Is there a? Yeah. Okay. Holy cow, it's dark. I don't care if this is cheating. I can't see. I still can't see. But at least it's a little brighter.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
The house looks awesome! That makes me sad it's in disrepair. Oh, we're missing. I have a body! I'm sorry, I'm so used to looking down at games and not having anything there. Who the frick names their kid Milton in this day and age? Was that a dragon? Girlie, you had an awesome house. I'm gonna go up the driveway.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
I mean, I guess I understand why you would be. Oh, chimes. Nice. I understand why you would be. But also, this house looks awesome.
I heard something moving around in the garage.
Nope. No. Nuh-uh.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Okay, fine. We'll go into the creepy garage. I hope there's just a raccoon. It better just be a raccoon or a squirrel. I'd take a squirrel.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left.
Why the frick did you leave cars? Why the frick did you leave your stuff? Unless, like, you had to get out really fast, but... Like, I'm going to assume you moved like normal people. This is not what normal people leave behind. Unless somebody's been living in here. Which I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, the door's open! The door's... No!
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
That looks like more house. It is just genuinely more house. So...
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
That's pretty dark.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
I was under the impression this wasn't a horror game, but the way I'm walking around this house, and the way the door was open, and there was a crash that we have yet to identify, I'm thinking this is a horror game.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
That's sweet, but also really freaking creepy, Grandpa. You don't sit around with around here?
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
No shit. Upstairs is probably better than the basement, right? Right? It's gotta be better than the basement. I'm not going in the basement right now.
Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Oh. Hello. Oh. I don't like this.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Oh.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Okay. Sure. Enter the tiny little crawl space.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Oh, it's saving! Oh no! I don't want to. No!
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Alright. Time to read this. Molly Finch.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Oh, she sounds tiny. Oh no. Why do you sound so tiny? Don't do
My
this to
Halloween
me.
candy was all gone.
Don't do this to me, small child. Don't sound so tiny. You're gonna make me sad.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
You're gonna make me sad. No, we're not eating gerbil food. Oh! It's a tiny little bathroom. Fine, I guess we'll do the gerbil food.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
You have some common sense on your shoulders, small child. Molly. I don't feel comfortable with the fact that, whoever's uncle that was, whatever his name was, that he could just enter Molly's room whenever he wanted to. That feels wrong. On so many levels.
I kept eating and eating. I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
I don't know where I'm going as this owl, but...
Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
physics of the shark, man. I'm also concerned.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper and it tasted really good.
I'm kind of concerned for this child, man. Could somebody go check on her? I missed. There you are.
I grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
So did little Susie turn into a cannibal, or... I know her name is Molly. Just the first name that came to mind. So is this a fever dream? Please tell me Susie's having a fever dream. Molly's having a fever dream. Please tell me Molly's having a fever dream. She ate something she wasn't supposed to. Which, please, someone check on the child!
I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, we smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Again, somebody please, for the love of everything, check on Molly. I don't think she's okay.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
I really don't think she's okay. Oh.
I got closer and closer.
Oh, honey. I don't think you're okay. Oh, honey. Oh, sweetie. I don't think you're okay. Where am I going? Where am I going?
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Again, could somebody please check on the girl?
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Kibby?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
A lot of cages.
We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Sounds like your grandma had
The
some
room was like a
whimsy.
museum.
Okay, so that's another trip. So we're gonna try the door first. Ah,
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
We need a key.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Okay, let's go back to, I think his name was Odin? Let's go back to Odin. Let's finish his story, and then we can continue on.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edith, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edith is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Let me out of this, please. Can I leave? There we go. Okay, I got it.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Okay, so try to fill out the book as much as possible. So, exploration is worth it. In a way. So, I think we're not allowed to go back. Okay. If we get back to the main house, I think we should look around a little bit more. Milton was here too. Okay, time to look around.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh, I know this one.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready!
Coming!
Oh, I know this one. I've
But
seen
that
clips
day,
of this one.
he finally made up his mind to do it.
I've seen clips of this one. Oh no.
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember.
I
about
kind of
my
wanted
brother.
to do this as a child, not gonna lie.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again. The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Yeah, we're gonna go out here to the main room, because I do wanna... Okay, it's awesome that we have another entrance to the rest of the story, but I do kind of want to make sure I don't miss anything.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Because I feel like I missed somebody's story.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
It feels like I did miss somebody's story somewhere along the line. So we're gonna look around. Was there a story in here? Can't go back. That's fine. It's Molly's room, so... thought that was a story marker. My bad. Edie and Sven.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of. My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
I want to go to Molly's room. I want to see what it says.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
We'll go back to the crawl space in a second.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it. Mom must have locked the 3rd floor stairs on the night we left.
Okay. There's also the basement I kind of want to try, because, again, I was just too scared to go in the basement, and I didn't realize progression was a thing. So... we're just gonna check shit out.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Okay, we can't go into the basement, like, at all. Gotcha. Okay, so I'm not missing something. Well, I mean, I missed a couple things, but, like... okay. So next up is Barbara. Good to know, good to know.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Okay, so I'm gonna probably have to use this to get out. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
That's her story. So we're gonna look around the rest of her room before we get locked out. I feel bad for her. This kind of doesn't feel like a good environment. Oh, that cake is so old. Why is that still here? Okay. Let's read her story.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
Oh,
from the basement.
no.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until
Oh.
finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later,
Oh.
Rick hadn't returned.
That
So Barbara went to
is
look
terrifying.
right on cue.
That is terrifying! No!
She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Oh, why are we driving in... Okay, first off, love this. Love this framing. Secondly, why are we doing this? No!
Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Oh. No. No! No! Don't do this to me! No! Again, I was under the impression this wasn't a horror game. I was under the impression I was in for an emotional story, not a horror game.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
No! No! Please don't do this to me. Please don't do this to me.
The old Finch rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh.
Rick?
Barb, relax.
Rick, I hate that.
I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Oh, please, why are we doing this again? No! I appreciate that let me keep the weapon, but no!
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Oh, that's lovely.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
There's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
I love the framing device of this story. I really do. I love the comic book style. I love just this whole vibe. But holy cow, I signed up for some, not a horror game!
But all she heard was...
I didn't sign up for a horror game. I'm gonna hit whoever's at the door.
the door. She heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The
Oh.
monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen.
Oh no.
She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time.
Oh good, at least he was safe.
All pretty hard.
I mean,
That's another story.
yeah, Walter, no, I understand, buddy.
Tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Oh,
Now that's what I call a real ear.
the frick? Why? Why? No! No! Oh, please don't tell me I'm gonna find that!
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Oh, why? No, no! Oh, why would you? No! I'm gonna find that, aren't I? I'm gonna find that, aren't I? Oh no.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Oh no. I'm gonna find that, aren't I? I don't want to find somebody's ear. I don't want to find somebody's ear. Okay, no ear. Good. No ear. No ear. Good. Alright. Down the stairs we go. Oh, breaker box. Can I turn on the lights? No? This kind of reminds me of my basement. Except it's 2 rooms. Definitely not finished, though. Better floor than mine.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
No, it isn't. So suck on that.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
I can't see! Oh no! No!
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
It's a bunker? No, actually, I respect the bunker. Walter, I respect your bunker. Okay, that's your story. I want to see if there's anything else to interact with in here. Alright, Walter. Let's see what you say.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Try to open this fast chat. Mechanics in this game are a little weird, but move on.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Oh, this is where we're going next? Oh no.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
The fact that we're on some train tracks in a tunnel.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left.
Oh.
Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Yeah, I figured he'd get run over by a train.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Okay, so we need Edie, Sam, Dawn, Gregory, Gus, Milton, Lewis. Because we're Edith. And I'm going to assume it's going in order of death. So the next one on our list is Gregory. If we're going in order of when people died, barring Odin, it'd be Gregory, then Gus, then Milton, then Edie, then Lewis, then Dawn, and then us.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive.
I thought that was like
Now that there's only one
a
of us
waiting
left,
page. My bad.
or maybe 2. I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else.
Grandfather
But now
got
I'm
rid of
worried
by
the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Hi, Walter. Alright, down the path we go.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Oh.
But I thought you should know about your family. history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
I'm gonna look out to the sea, because I want to see if there's something out here. No, there's nothing out here. Okay. Are we Edith's kid? Is that what I'm translating from this, or are we friend? Because the history you're a part of implies that this is, like, her kid reading this? Reading her memoir? About family's memoir?
House, had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible.
I want to go over there. I probably have to go over there, but I kind of want to also see the backyard. Treehouse.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Treehouse. Let me... Fine. Come back to the treehouse.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery may be more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Molly's a cat. Calvin. Sven and Edie. Walter. Barbara. We haven't gotten to Sven yet.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
Let's go down, I guess.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Oh yay, treehouse!
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing,
I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
You did this when you were pregnant?! Huh?! Why the frick would you do this when you were...
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Okay, so we're doing Sam now. Okay. So we might just be moving up the tree then? Which is fine, I suppose. We still haven't gotten to Edie yet, but, Sam is technically next.
They were both pretty intense.
Okay, there's his story.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Okay, there's... I want to read Sam's story, so I'm not skipping it. But that is nice. Okay, that's the next... That's where we gotta go next.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Alright, Sammy boy. What's your story? Keep doing that. Every time.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
What? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
not have drunk all that coffee.
Hmm.
Hey!
That's a keeper. Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo. Give me a minute to check the map.
What am I supposed to be taking pictures of?
Let's see.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
some-
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about—
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Let's keep going. Sorry, I don't have much commentary for this one. I can't really
After Sam
think of
died,
the words.
my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Oh, Gregory. And Dawn. Oh no. And Gus. Oh boy, multiple in here. Lovely. What's up here? I think that's just continuation, so we're gonna go back to Gregory real quick. Alright, let's do Gregory's. It's a divorce contract! Hello!
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone?
Something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. Reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw. It sure made him happy. Silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
I didn't even realize he was only a year old. Dang. Dang. Okay.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
I am bad at driving this
I tried
kite.
to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now
remembered.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
You have 4 more family members left? Okay. Okay. Also, I got close to crying with Gregory, but we haven't had a tear. We haven't had a tear yet.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
I haven't actually cried yet.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
I haven't cried yet. So we're good right now.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Were they homeschooled?
But it didn't last. beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
What's up? Can I go up? No? Fine.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Can I go up the stairs now? Yay!
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room, except Lewis. Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
No! Edith!
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Alright, let's see what happened to Louis.
Dear Mrs. Finch, As Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
I don't know how I'm doing this at the same time, but hey, I'll take it.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously.
I gotta catch up on some of these fish. Do not like
I
that,
had
I
hoped
know.
he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
I don't like the fact that it's taking over my vision.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
His hand's gonna get cut off.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Oh no, I didn't like how it looked black there while I had a fish in my hand!
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
Oh, this is really not good. Louis definitely gets his arm chopped off, don't he?
St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
Hi, Mom!
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a...
You know what? Louis seems like this type of person, honestly.
beautiful prince.
I appreciate they'd let you choose, but it kind of feels like Louis is the type of person, I'll be real. He would want a prince. Louis deserves a prince. Honestly, they all
The
deserve.
prince was on his own quest for radiant rainbows.
They all deserve their own little. They all deserve their own happy endings. So if I can give Louis at least a good imagination before he chops his arm off,
He followed the sound of his...
then I'll be happy.
silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Oh no, it's perfectly taking over my vision now.
He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
I don't like this. really don't like this. Lewis! Buddy! Lewis, buddy. This must be yours.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Oh no, Lewis. Lewis, buddy, Lewis, no! Lewis, no!
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Hi.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
At least he went away happy.
Including the wise Calico who had insisted on advising him. His prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
No! Oh, Lewis got decapitated? No!
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Alright, if my theory is correct, next is Edie and then it's our mom. And then, you know, our ending. Whatever that might entail. Obviously we don't die here. At least
On the
here
way
isn't
back
like
from Lewis's
this
funeral,
time.
my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
I'm trying to look for the story. In case it's down here, because I don't want to skip anything. If I skip one, I'll be very sad.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Did we miss Edie? Did I miss one? I feel like I missed one. Or two. Did I miss two? Dang it. I think I missed two. Dang.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word.
Unless,
Until
like,
supper, when she raised her glass and
this
said,
is Edie.
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Are we able to go in here after this then?
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one.
Oh
This
yeah, I
is
didn't
about
miss
what
Edie's.
happened on the night
I didn't miss Edie's! Yay!
that night.
I didn't
the
miss
tide
anyone's yet.
went way, way out.
Okay, I'm supposed to go down, but I want to go up. I want to see how... No, okay, invisible wall, never mind.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
My prediction from the start of the game was incorrect. I didn't cry. I didn't cry. Let it be known, I actually not crying. I got close. I definitely got close. So, did I miss two of them? No, I didn't. According to the Steam achievement I just got, I didn't miss anyone. But it felt like I did, because I didn't get Edie's or Dawn's image drawn in the thing, but apparently I didn't miss anyone's story, which is good. I'm glad I didn't. I was a little worried after I found Odin's. I'll be real. Well, that was a very interesting story. Kinda sad, but I think that's what they were going for. I actually also kind of understood, I guess, where some of these people came from and with why they wanted to do what they wanted to do. Like Calvin, I think we've all had that little thing in the back of our head where we wanted to fly, wanted to go around on the thing, or with Lewis having escapism as the way he wanted to live. Gregory with the fact that he just wanted to be happy, that he was just playing, he was just being a child. I understand the mom wanting to get her daughter away from all of this to see if she could prevent any of this from happening. And I understand Edith wanting to learn more about her heritage and stuff like that, because it is interesting to learn family stories, and some people don't ever get the chance to. So it might be depressing, but it's probably good in a way to keep these stories alive somehow. But the guy who died to the train was just freaking stupid. He should know what train tracks look like. He had model trains. He should also know that trains could kill. Get off the train tracks! Oh my word. I think you should have gotten off the train tracks when you saw there was train tracks. I would have gotten off the train if I saw there was train tracks! I'm sorry. That's the only one I kind of just laughed, because that was so, like, cartoonish, I guess. That was the most cartoonish I think I ever saw this game get. I'm just trying to talk through the credits so we can see all of them, because I think it deserves to have the credits be seen. The end. The replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Oh, that's sweet. Actually, that's kind of cute. Alright, well, that was What Remains of Edith Finch. I know this is probably a long video. I know editing me is probably gonna have absolute hell editing this video. But, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be seeing you in the next one. Bye for now. Be good people.
I guess I'll make it, yeah. I said that I'll come along this time, but when I try, I get the feeling I someday will die. And I'm not going to care. I never sleep, I never eat, I never leave my house alone. Another evening in between what I believe and what I know. I never sleep, I never eat, I never leave.